Hello everyone, my name is Valedon and welcome to the Back for Blood review. I don't have gameplay, as I said in my other video when I was playing Resident Evil 5, because I got it through Game Pass, so I was like, well, I can't record it on the Xbox, or at least not very well. So, you know, it is what it is. And I didn't want to pre-order it, and I'm glad I didn't, through Steam, because I don't think the game's that great, I'll be honest. And I know it's beta, alright, so I'm just going to put that out there right now. It's beta, it'll probably improve. God, I hope it does, because I want it to be good. I really want it to be a great game. Played it with a buddy of mine who shared a lot of the same issues with me. I'm not going to have him here to help me do this, but that's okay. So a few of the things that I want to go over, first of all, is probably a niche thing, the bouncing of the weapons. The recoil for a lot of them feels poor. I know there's attachments that you can get, sights and whatever to improve that. But the amount that it boosts is pretty minuscule until you get the higher rarity stuff, which I don't know how any of that's going to work. When I was playing, the highest I got was blue rarity stuff. Maybe you can't get the orange rarity stuff through normal play right now. And I think the beta's done, so I can't even test it myself to find out. But, it is what it is. I didn't like that I was forced to put on attachments to make the guns feel viable. Like the M249 in specific is crazy bouncy. And it felt like there was an old indie game I used to play, Castle Miner Z. Felt a lot like that all over the place. Didn't much like that. Especially coming off of the people that made the first Left 4 Dead, if I recall correctly. I just want to double check on this real quick before I make a mistake. Let's see. Yeah, so Turtle Rock helped make that, the original one, and that felt great. Yeah, weapon bounce offsetting is. The others are okay. Like the shotguns are fine. The pistols are awesome. Like when I was using the 1911, I was playing as that older looking dude. Great gun. I mean, I was able to take out infected in one shot to the chest. Like, it was great. It felt viable, What else do I want to talk about? Special infected. Cool designs. Really neat. They really change up the scheme of the game. I really wish I got gameplay because I would have liked to show the fight with the ogre. He was a big guy and really easy, though. Didn't much appreciate how easy he was to knock out. All of my gameplay was on these difficulty, though, so that's probably the case. But, seeing how massive he was compared to everything else on the field was a game changer. It was cool to see. What else was there? A lot of the names are slipping my mind now. They were like these taller dudes that could grab you and crush you. Maybe they were called crushers? I don't know. Didn't like those, mostly because during the finale, there was so many of them. They were in a consistent spawn window along with the exploders. The ones that could vomit on you and would, quite frankly, explode. And the exploders were easy. They're not that big a deal. Their vomit's really strong. But those crushers, they could choke you and hold you in place for so long. And again, I was only playing with a buddy of mine. And we ended up with a lot of AI teammates. And I'll get to the AI here shortly for the teammates. But I didn't feel there was an easy way to get me out of that lock. And with how much was happening on screen at once, with how many infected were coming, it made it really hard for them to be able to even do anything to try to help me. And don't even get me started on melee weapons for those guys, because that didn't work very well at all, at least for me. But speaking of locks, stun locking. And this is the same way in Left 4 Dead, but, Left 4 Dead kind of, it's built that way, I guess. Back 4 Blood's, when you were getting hit by the normal infected, because they added the sprint feature, which is great, but the sprinting, as you get hit, you slow down, and you can't even use it to get out of your situation, or at least not in a great way. When you're being swarmed by hordes and you're trying to escape and your weapons aren't doing the job and your teammates aren't doing that great at the time because they're getting beat up too, there's not a lot you can do. And I know, basic infected, one shot, whatever, easy, it is what it is, but it just felt off-putting, especially since you didn't slow down all that much. And when you were getting hit, like, it doesn't feel, I don't know how to put it. When you get hit, like in, say, Left 4 Dead, for example, and I'm going to keep using Left 4 Dead as my go-to point for this since, you know, that's what they came off of. And maybe they have other games, I don't know. The point is, as you're getting hit, there's not a lot. It's not noticeable. It's not noticeable that you're getting hit, so you're looking around frantically trying to see what's hitting you. I don't know. It just didn't feel great to me. But, I mean, you know, those kinds of games need something to slow you down, and I completely understand that. I completely agree with that. It just feels like there should be a little more to it. Like, being able to identify what's hitting you and solving it really quick, which a lot of it could be solved by, get ready for this, the AI. The AI, brain dead. Terrible. When I had AI teammates, like, you got the Left 4 Dead teammates, okay? And they're brain dead too, but they're not as bad as, say, this was. So when I get knocked down in Left 4 Dead, they sprint to me. They come bolting to res me. The AI that I was playing with couldn't do that. They got stuck. They were getting beat down. It's like as soon as someone went down, it's like everything else was completely disregarded as they were getting hit. And I'm watching them, and I'm looking at them just to see if there's something they're trying to get out of the situation. And they're just, again, beta, I understand, but they were just looking at me. I'm like, what is happening with this right now? I really wish I had gameplay to show you, but it's just, I don't know, man. And the worst part about the AI is that, so there's this cool system that they put in. When you die, okay, you can switch to the AI that are still alive. So, like, a buddy of mine ended up jumping off of an edge because he wasn't, went too fast over the climbable point, fell off, and was able to switch to another one, which is awesome. Awesome feature. I love every aspect about that. So that way they can keep playing and they're not just watching their teammates work at it. But the terrible thing about it is when he swapped to a new AI to be able to play as it takes everything in their inventory away. So they could have, like, say, the Super 90. They could have the shotgun, they could have pistols, medkits, all that jazz. As soon as you switch to that character, gone. Maybe it's a bug, okay? I hope it's a bug. But I didn't like that. That was such... If you're in the finale, you're getting rushed consistently. You switch to that, now you're stuck with whatever their starting thing is, which if it's a melee weapon, forget about it. You're done. That's it. And someone joined our game, took control of one of the characters, lost all their items automatically, stuck with, melee, or I think he had, like, a bat or something. So that guy leaves. And now the AI's got nothing. Now the AI is completely useless and can't do anything for the team because they're stuck with a melee weapon. And it's just not... It's just not good. I didn't like it. I don't like the switching aspect's great. It just needs a little improvement. I'm hoping it's a bug that you lose everything. Yeah, all that jazz. Cool. What else do we got? I got a little list here. I want to keep doing the bad before I get to the good. So, what do we want to do? A melee system. Alright, the melee system and the stamina system. And this is exactly what I was talking about with the melees. The melees don't feel viable. They don't feel strong enough to be used in a lot of the situations, especially during the finale. And I wouldn't dare use them on the bigger guys. So you're better off finding a pistol, or I think one of the shotguns is a secondary. Could be wrong on that. You want to use the weapons. But the stamina system... You get a decent amount, but it's not enough, and how quickly it drains while you're using it just doesn't feel good. It feels offset. The bouncing of the weapons I can look past completely in this situation, because the melees are it's just not they're not good. Left 4 Dead, of course, back to that. The melee system in that, you could swing infinitely to get yourself out of situations when you're stuck. And that was a good answer, because instead of having infinite knockback like they did in the original Left 4 Dead for a while, you had that to get yourself out of those situations. This game, you don't. You have to rely on your teammates. But again, if most of your teammates are AI, it doesn't work. It just feels bad. And I really hate saying that, because I wanted this game to be the successor to Left 4 Dead, like, some were saying. I don't know if they themselves said that, if Turtle Rock said something along those lines. But, it just feels like it's supposed to be the not replacement, but a successor, And I cannot bring myself to call it that, because there's so many things that are just kind of offsetting it. I don't want more Left 4 Dead, don't get me wrong. I don't want it to be a carbon copy. It's just there's little things that can make the game so much better, i.e. the melee system or the stamina. Make it better. Maybe there'll be I don't want to say a level system, but something to bring up your stamina a little more. Like, let's go to the card system. We'll jump right into the deck system right now. There's a deck system that you can add cards into your match, and you'll get to choose a random set of 5 to put onto your team and to make, things better for you guys. So one could be increased stamina. One would give you health back every time you use melee, which is useless because it was just 2 health. Like, you swing, get your health back, get smacked, it doesn't matter. The enemies hit you so quick that you end up losing that health regardless, so it doesn't matter. Deck system, cool. I'm glad that there's something to bring up the stamina, the health, increased ammo, a free instant revive. That's huge. That's a big one. But it feels so minuscule in the buffs that it grants you that it doesn't feel like there's a point. Like, finding the extra copper is cool, because you use copper to to buy weapon upgrades and extra slots and attachments and all that jazz, or not buy weapon upgrades, but buy weapons. Or like your med kits, tool kits, which you use toolkits to open doors. Med kits are self-explanatory. Defibrillators to bring your teammates back. But it's the deck system could use improvement. I don't like that it's the answer to a lot of the little issues. But if the buffs on the deck system were bigger, like you get 20% stamina, I'm pretty sure. So why not bring that up to like 40? Like, double that out. That way you got a lot more stamina to use, and this would help the melee situation, because now you'll be able to swing much more and get yourself out of situations that could, quite frankly, screw you or maybe even your whole team. So yeah, deck system definitely could use some improvements. I do like the idea. I just wish that the base starting point for your stamina and all that was better. Let's see what else we got. So there's a shop. All right, like I was just saying, you can use the copper to buy stuff from a shop in each safe house. To you can get attachments, guns, all that jazz, pipe bombs. It's cool. The thing I don't like, and this is probably just to make sure you don't get the best stuff right away, is it's curated. It being curated with low tier stuff early on is fine. That is great. I don't want to, come out here with the M249 maxed out, legendary attachments, and I just blaze through the first sections of the match. That's boring, okay? I'm glad it's the way that it is. That's that. But then you get to the finale, and I had a scar that I could purchase from it, okay? Green rarity scar, mediocre attachments. Cool. I open the door, go outside, go down the stairwell into this little room at the start, and there was a scar in there, blue rarity, everything better automatically. I'm like, great. So I just wasted my copper on garbage. It just doesn't feel great. I'm glad that it's there, okay? I'm glad that you can buy medkits, toolkits, pipe bombs. Man, that's probably the way to go. Instead of buying weapons from there, just get what you get outside. Like, you just got that, like I said, it's got that blue scar over that green that I just bought. Being able to use that copper to increase your lethal items, to increase, or get medkits, You know, all that stuff is great, and I feel like that's probably the best way to use the shop. But I think weapons could use just a little bit more of an enhancement in there, make the shop a little bit more worthwhile. That way, you know, if you go outside and you're like, oh, well, now there's a garbage pistol in place. Now I could use that green scar. So you go back for the scar. Awesome. Good to go. Awesome. Yeah, little things like that. What else do we got here? I think I'm past all of the bad stuff that I wanted to talk about, because I didn't get a lot of time, okay? I got in towards the end. So on the easiest difficulty, you can't hurt your teammates, which is awesome. I like that. That's great, you know, for people that just want the casual experience. Because I didn't try the harder difficulties. I played the easiest, and you know, I got killed at the end, and I was like, all these little issues are kind of building up now. Yeah, you can't hurt your teammates on the easiest difficulty, which is awesome. I think that's great. Makes it a lot easier to be able to save them when they're getting swarmed by hordes of the infected that are slowing them down. But the damage you took in return, by the way, was so-so. It felt like... Alright, back to Left 4 Dead. It felt like I was playing on Advanced on the easiest difficulty. Like, I was getting beat. But this could be totally based around the AI being as brain dead as they are. So that's probably where a lot of my issues lied. So, you know, it's probably something that could be solved really easily. I think the scaling just could be a little less. I'm going to go with a little less on that. Alright. Let's see what else we got. Survivors are cool. I like their little quips. Mom was my favorite. I liked her little things she'd say here and there. And when my buddy jumped off of the edge, I was like, "Oh my God, Mom's dead!" Like that was funny. I don't know. I thought that was funny. Yeah, I think we've pretty much hit everything that I wanted to hit. Game visuals, by the way, awesome. It's not like the most graphically appealing game, but I think for the setting and how it's set, or how it's I want to say built almost, really great. I love the visuals of the game. The weapons are cool looking. I like the wide array of choices. That's awesome. I like that I'm not limited to, you know, one shotgun, one rifle, one pistol. It's all different styles. Like you got the Super 90 shotgun. And then you got the AA-12, you know, the automatic shotgun. See, the tier system, I don't want to call it a system because it's not really there, but the different tiers of guns were cool. Like I said, I just wish they would change how they bounce and not needing the attachments to be good. Yeah, I think I've hit everything that I wanted to for now. I do have high hopes for this game. I really want it to be... I want it to be the successor to Left 4 Dead. But as it stands right now, I don't think it's really reached that point. And they've still got, what, two months to make changes? I think they could do it great. I think, you know, like I said, they could make the game not flawless, but great. A phenomenal piece to play. And if it starts to feel a little more like Left 4 Dead, it is what it is. That game still gets played today by a lot of people, and if this game ends up hitting that point, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think that's it. I've hit my point of what I wanted to, so yeah, if you liked this review, even though I ramble a lot, you know, like, subscribe, more coming, and I will see you all again soon.